Okay, so good morning, class. Today's learning objective is how do we calculate simple interest in word problems. Okay. How do we calculate simple interest in word problems? And today, of course, is not Thursday, rather Wednesday. Today is Wednesday, November 28th, I think, 2002. Alright, so do now. Then wants to give her mother a gift for Christmas. Okay. Or let me change. Suzanne wants to give her mother a gift for the holidays. Okay. A gift for the holidays. She is willing to spend up to 15% of her savings if Suzanne has $7,346 in her savings account. What is the maximum amount of money that Suzanne is willing to spend on a gift for her mom? Gift for her mother. Okay. Again, so do now. Suzanne wants to give her mother a gift for the holidays. She is willing to spend up to 15% of her savings. If Suzanne has $7,346 in her savings account, what is the maximum amount of money that Suzanne is willing to spend on a gift for her mother? Okay, so you're going to do the do now in your journals. In your journals. Okay. Alright, so solution to the do now. Okay, solution. Need a volunteer May I have a volunteer to come forward? Okay, so may I have a volunteer to come to the board to do this problem? Okay, now that the do now is over, let us get into today's lesson. Let's get into today's lesson. Please take out your notebooks and start copying notes. Okay. So take your notebooks and start copying notes. So, I do. Number one. Okay, before we even get into the I do number one, let us work on a few things. Need a few definitions. Okay, so what is a simple interest? Well, the simple interest is the amount of money paid or earned for the use of money. But before we even talk about simple interest, let's talk about the principle. Okay? And the principle here we're talking about is not misleading. Okay, this is a mathematical term for the amount of money that you have originally. So, principle is the amount of money. Okay, you need to copy this down, please. Copy this. The principle is the amount of money deposited or borrowed. So the principle is the amount of money deposited or borrowed. Okay? And simple interest. Simple interest. Simple interest is the amount of money paid or earned. The amount of money paid or earned for the use of the initial or original amount of money. Okay, so again, the principle is the amount of money deposited or borrowed. Simple interest is the amount of money paid or earned for the use of the initial or original amount of money. That is, you can get simple interest on the principal, okay? Or you can pay simple interest on the principal in the case of borrowing money, okay? So, please copy those definitions. Alright. Also now, simple interest in symbols. Okay? In symbols, I is equal to P R T. What does that mean? It means that the interest is equal to the principal multiplied by the rate multiplied by the time, okay? So I equals PRT. I equals PRT, where P equals principal, easy principal, R is the rate, and T equals the time expressed in years, okay? So T equals the time expressed in years. Alright, so you need to know that. Something you need to know. Please copy this. Okay, let's start working on some problems. Okay, so we are given that, this is our I do, number one. We are given that Arnold puts $580 into a savings account. Alright, so this is a problem. Arnold puts $580 into a savings account. The account pays 3% simple interest. How much interest will he earn in the time periods listed below? Okay, so how much money will Arnold earn in the time periods listed below? Well, the first time period you're given is you're given 5 years. Okay, so in 5 years you go back to the formula. It says interest is equal to principal times the rate times the time. Okay, so you're given the principal, which is $580. Okay, you're given the rate, which is 3%, and you're given the time, which is 5 years. So we won't write the years on. And when you multiply this, you're gonna multiply 580 times, you can do on your calculator if you want. Here's how I would do it. I would do 580, okay, you can do it 3/100, or you can use a decimal multiplied by 5, okay? And if you, this is all this is in is dollars. Let me write this properly. All this is dollars. Okay? And if you do that, you will get that the interest is going to be $87, okay? Now, we also want to do this for 6 months. Okay, so for 6 months. But since they want it in years, don't forget we have to write 6 months is equal to 1/2 year. Okay, just same as a 0.5 year. Okay, so I is equal to PRT, which in this case is still going to be 580 times still 3%. So we write 3% as 3%. Well, write it like that for now. And we're going to be multiplying by 5, and all this will be in terms of dollars. Okay, so principal times the rate times the number of years, and everything is money, so it's in dollars. So this would give us 580 multiplied by 3/100 multiplied by not 5, I made a mistake here, 0.5. So 0.5 years, okay? Okay. And so when you multiply everything together, you should get something like exactly 1/10 of that. So that's going to be $8.7, which we know is just another way of saying $8.70. Okay. So Arnold would make $87 in interest after 5 years, but in 6 months he would make only $8.70. Alright? So now we're going to look at another example. Okay, we do. Okay, we do. So we do. And I'm going to call this number 2. We do number 2. Okay, just to keep it with what I have on a paper, I'm going to call it number 3, alright? Instead of A and B last time, I should have had 1 and 2. Okay, so we do. Now, this problem, we're given that Rondell's parents, they borrow. So they borrow $6,300. They borrow $6,300 from the bank to buy the new car. Okay, so think about it. They borrowed $6,300 from the bank to buy a new car. So far, what information do we have? Think about that. You should be thinking about that. You should be writing out the formula. Okay, so I equals PRT, and you should be filling out the information. Which one of these variables do we have so far? Which one of these values do we have that we can substitute so far? Rhonda's parents borrowed $6,300 from the bank to buy a new car. The interest rate is 6% per year. Okay. They're asking how much simple interest. How much simple interest will they pay? If they take 2 years to repay the loan. Okay. Again, simple problem. Simple problem. So what do we have here? For a formula, I is equal to PRT. So what is our principal here? Okay, yes, you're right. The principal is 6,300, and the rate 6%, and the time that they're taking to repay 2 years, and everything. The end will give you dollars. So you change your 6%, you can write as 6 slash 100. Okay, you multiply by 2, and this all in dollars. Okay, and when you do all of that, your answer should come out to $756. Okay, so that's going to be $756. Pay $756 interest on a loan of $6,300. Okay. Right, so move on to the next problem. Next we do okay, so another problem. We do number 4. So Derek's dad bought new tires for $100 using a credit card, right? Wow, his card, high interest rate, his card has an interest rate of 19%. If he has no other charges on his card, he has no other charges on his card and does not make the payment. How much money will he owe after 1 month? Okay, so let's read the question again. Derek's dad bought new tires for $900 using a credit card. His card has an interest rate of 19%. If he has no other charges on his card and does not make a payment, how much money will he owe after 1 month? Okay, so here we can go back to the simple formula. Note that, okay, 1 month equals 1 over 12 year. Everybody agrees with that. 1 month is 1/12 of a year. Okay, so now using a simple formula, we have all the information we need. The interest, okay, the simple interest is PRT. Principal here would be 900. The rate is going to be 19%, and the time is 1/12 of a year. Okay, so times the dollars. And now if you do this, you can convert the percent into a fraction. 19 slash 100 times 1 slash 12. Okay, 19 times 900 rather times 19 slash 100 times 1 slash 12. Okay, and the calculator will help you do that quickly. And so what comes out would be $14.25. Okay, $14.25. That's how much he would owe. That's how much interest he would have after a month. But they ask you how much does he owe after a month. So how much does he owe after a month? So he owes, let's go back here. After a month, he owes 900 plus 1425. 900 plus 1425 equals $914.25. That's what he would owe. Okay, he would owe, you have to add the 1425 to the 900. He would owe $914.25. and $14.25 after a month. Okay. Finally, the last problem for this lesson before we do the independent practice. We have time, which we should have, for these two independent practice problems. Again, this video is mostly for home use and class use if people miss the lesson. Okay, so we do number 5. We do number 5. Let's work this together. This one is a little bit more challenging, but not impossible. Okay, so we are told that Lewis Lewis, alright, he takes out car loan, okay? So he takes out a car loan for, this arrow just means that's what this car loan is, $5,000. Okay, so he takes out a car loan for $5,000. Okay, the time that he plans to pay it off is 2 years. Okay, he plans to pay it off in 2 years. And he would have paid, so the simple interest that he would have paid, we are told is going to be, again that's an arrow, is going to be $300. So he's paying $300 in interest. And what they're asking us to find out is, what is his interest rate for this car loan? Well, we can use a formula. I is equal to P times R times T. And we have all the information we need here. Okay, so the simple interest is given 300. Let's substitute. The principal is given 5,000. Okay, the rate is not given. That's what we're trying to find. And the time we're told is 2 years. Okay, so we can multiply the 5 by the 2. Okay, and so on the right would have 5,000 times 2 would be 10,000 times R. That's equal to 300. Okay, so 300 equals 10,000 times R. Or 10,000 R is over here to multiply. And if I want to solve for R, I have to divide by 300. I mean, not 300, I have to divide by 10,000 to get what 1 R is. Okay, so that's 1. And so R is equal to 300 over 10,000. We can divide numerator by 100 and denominator by 100. Okay, and that would give me 3 over 100, which is 3%. So the interest rate is 3%. Alright? Okay, enjoy, watch, and learn.